Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Welcome to Ron's Opinion Don't Matter. Hopefully, y'all having a blessed, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Hopefully, life is treating you well. Hopefully, God is being good to your life. But if you know him like I know him, I'm quite sure he is. God bless every single one of y'all. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. There's a little bit of things I want to get into, but the one big thing, I ain't gonna say big thing because it's more of a local Philadelphia thing I wanted to talk about was once again, the city of Philadelphia is going after the everyday working class citizen by trying to slap a tax on your Uber driving, Lyft drivers, however way they want to. Well, they already going to do it, so they don't care if people in the city of Philadelphia go broke. As long as they got more money to waste on bull crap, they're going to do it. But again, we keep voting for them. We keep voting for these type of people, thinking that they know what they're doing and that they're doing the right thing in the best interest of the people, and yet they keep finding ways to cost the people more money. So never mind that your bills, electric, gas, high, and everything is way up through the sky. The city of Philadelphia felt as they needed to, let's just add more cost to your living. I'm laughing, but it ain't funny. It really isn't funny. This is why I say all the time, if you want to fix the mess, you got to invest. That's it. If you want to try to keep yourself out of the mess, you got to take a little bit of that money and start investing. Why? Because if you don't, you're going to be a victim every single time. That's just the way it is. You might not like it, but you're going to be a victim. They're going to find a way to squeeze you out of your lifestyle every single time. And if you let them, you're going to be broke. So they slapping a 20 cents tax. I think they trying to up it now, actually. 20 cents tax on your rides, your share rides like Uber, Lyft, DoorDash. I don't know how far they're going into it, but this is what the mayor of City of Philadelphia said they're going to do and they want to do. Then they upped it because it was supposed to be like a year from that moment. Now you got like 6 months before that goes into effect. So they want you to take some more of your hard-working money and give it to them so they can waste it. I might make chili dogs. Scary background. Why would the background be scary? Scary background? Why would the background be scary? But anyway, well, like I said, they want you to cover the cost of their irresponsible spending once again. So again, for the people that are the city of Philadelphia, because they voted for them, this is why they keep 70 years the city of Philadelphia have been voting for Democrats. And for 70 years, they have been finding every single way they possibly can to drive up the cost of living in Philadelphia, to squeeze the average homeowner out of their home, to squeeze people out of their property, to squeeze people out of their livelihood, just so they can take it over and get it for next to nothing for their cronies. That's it. And they can sit there and try to virtual signal every single time they want. When city of Philadelphia did their sugar tax, they did the same thing. They said it was for the schools. Meanwhile, they started shutting down schools, closing down schools, cutting all this other stuff. So where was the money at? If it was supposed to have been for the schools, what happened? What happened? If it was supposed to have been for the schools, what happened? Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very much. Really, really do. And what they were trying to do, when they did the sugar tax, why that didn't go? the way they said it was going to go. Then they started shutting schools down. But yet they did the sugar tax and said, so then why didn't y'all get rid of the sugar tax if it didn't do what y'all thought it was going to do? And now here y'all are getting ready to tax more hardworking citizens. This is what the city of Philadelphia is about to do. Tax, throw another tax on the city, on the hardworking citizens of the city of Philadelphia by the people that's taking a ride on Lyft, Uber, and trying to make a living for themselves. They want to take yours and use it for bullcrap. They saying out of their mouth that it's for the schools. Yeah, okay. Just like the sugar tax was. How'd that work out? Real talk. How did any of that work out? How y'all doing? God bless y'all. Welcome in. Please hit the like button. Appreciate it very, very much. City of Philadelphia, please make it make sense. So what y'all want to tax the Uber drivers, the Lyft drivers, and everybody else, which they're going to do it because they don't care about the citizens. There's nobody in the city of Philadelphia that's okay with that. How you doing, Shelly? There's nobody in the city of Philadelphia that's okay with that. These politicians don't give a damn about the citizens of Philadelphia. Now, I'm going to stick with Philly right now. So please make it make sense that y'all want to tax the Uber drivers, the Lyft drivers, DoorDash people, and everybody. Y'all want to take a portion of their hard work money and do it for the schools when I know for a fact that that's not what's going to happen. Because it did not happen when they did the sugar tax. It didn't happen with the sugar tax, and now these Democratic politicians, these crooks, Democrats, who I keep calling them, because they like to steal, and people keep voting for them. Now how this is going to work out? Because I guarantee you it's not going to do what they said it's going to do, because they don't know what they're doing. The people in the city of Philadelphia, your leaders in the city of Philadelphia, they do not know what they're doing. They don't. They have no clue. They are about as idiotic as they come. They voted for this mayor, and she's a dummy. I'm sorry, that's the only way I can explain it. She don't know what she's doing, and she don't have a clue what she's doing. She's getting ready to finish destroying what's already was being destroyed as it is. And that's real talk. What's up, OG Kicks? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Please hit the like button. Again, this is what that city of Philadelphia is doing. How is that? How is taxing people more helping the people, the citizens of Philadelphia? When are these politicians is going to hold themselves accountable for the irresponsible spending that they keep going? They keep doing. They go do all these budget stuff, but they never hold themselves accountable for the irresponsible spending that they do. My thing is this: they're saying they're trying to save 100 teachers' jobs. Fire them. Get rid of the jobs. Because I'm going to tell you like this, the city of Philadelphia, when it comes to the educational aspect of it, they're not producing good quality anything. They're not producing the quality of education that you should be getting anyway. So my thing is this: get rid of the jobs. Get rid of it. Because nonsense, but when you do that, make sure you get rid of the worst teachers all. Be very, very selective in the teachers that you get rid of. Oh, I'm sorry, you probably can't do that because y'all got unions, which stops you from getting rid of dead weight. You know, so it's not going to be that easy. I'm sorry, I forgot. Y'all can't do it. Y'all got a teachers union who's going to make y'all keep dead weight, bad teachers, and all that other stuff. Teachers that don't know what they're doing. They're producing kids that don't know how to read, don't know how to write, don't know how to do math. The failure rate in Philadelphia is horrible. So, okay, if you lose 100 teachers in a city where the failure rate is high anyway, what's the point of keeping them around? What's up, Ant like the bull? You hear me in here ranting? I hate taxes. I hate oh my God, I hate taxes, man. Like, don't get me wrong. I know that sometimes you have to do certain things, and there's some things that I like. All right, here's the thing. I don't have a problem with Social Security. I don't. I honestly don't have a problem with Social Security because I know that people are irresponsible and it's hard for them to understand the concept of putting away for the future. So I get that part. But the city of Philadelphia right now, and is getting ready to tax Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, and all of those people drivers 20 cents to 50 cents on every ride they take. And they saying, once again, it's for the schools.
Wait a minute. What you mean every ride they take?
All right, all right. You remember back in when I was talking about the city of Philadelphia did a sugar tax, right?
Right.
And remember that was supposed to be for the schools.
Correct.
All right, so now here we are, maybe 6, 7 years later. Now they're trying to do another tax on the Uber driver, Lyft drivers. Every time you get a lot, they want to pay you to pay 20 to 50 cents more or some number like that. Every
What?
time you get a ride with that. And that's supposed to be again for the schools.
That's bullshit.
You,
Go ahead.
you can't make this stuff up, bro.
That is made up. That has to be made up. Are you serious?
Bro. And I'm
Yo.
you know me, I dig deep into this stuff, man. And I just wish people would be a little more mindful who they vote for. Because this is what the mayor of Philadelphia, city of Philadelphia, stood right up on the podium, and this is what they're going to do. And they were supposed to get a year before they were supposed to implement it. Now they changed the date and says now they want to go get 6 months, and it's in effect.
Now, let me just find it right now because I'm thinking about it. Okay. So you're going to tax sodas and juice and sugar, right?
They already did that.
You're going to, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But y'all, I know this ain't probably got nothing to do with it, but let's say this. So you legalize marijuana, okay?
Right.
Why did they? But you don't want them to be. You don't want to. How can I say? Why would they not charge them tax for finally actually doing it? Because you still got legalities in the fact that you can't even do the same thing you do if you have regular medication. They want to make it medication, and then they want to say, "Well, we can't make money off of it." I don't know if they still don't have to use banks and stuff like that, but y'all couldn't find nothing else to do.
Until they can control it, until they can control the taxes revenue out of it, it's hard for them to do it. That's what it is. Is that because they know marijuana is not making the money that they think it was going to make, they're not going after it.
But listen, you know why it's not making money? Because the way they brought it in, because anybody can grow it and sell it.
Right.
So my thing is, anybody can grow it and sell it, and they can't control how many sells. But that doesn't mean y'all got all these stock options to turn around and do it. So I feel like it's a degree in why they can't. They can tax it. To me, I feel like tax it even more.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? I feel like taxing.
I agree with you. But I'm telling you why they're not going to do it is because
the
marijuana industry is not profitable it's not profitable. It's profitable for the streets, but it's not profitable because, again, they got so many stipulations in how you got to grow it, how you got to sell it. They got too much red tape in between it that's making it cost more in the store than the streets, and they can't compete with the streets. I mean, here's the thing. On the streets, yeah, you might have somebody that's selling marijuana on the streets, but they don't have all of these security systems that they have to go through to sell it to you.
Right.
Now, when you go into a marijuana store, you got all this special stuff you got to go through just to go in there and purchase it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody got to pay for that. So they can charge it to the customer. So my point is, my thing is this, is that if you're going now y'all y'all did the sugar tax that was supposed to fix that problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are not 10 years now. We are 6, 7 years later. Now you get ready to slap another tax. Which let me back up a little bit. You already paying taxes on this stuff, right? Every time you take a ride, there's already a charge on there that's being taxed because they're going to tax it like a sale.
Right.
And then you're going to also get taxed because there's also going to be a city wage tax that's going to be slapped to it when they generate, because of the payroll and them paying you and stuff. You're going to still pay a tax, right?
Right.
You're also going to have some type of, the Lyft company going to have to actually pay some type of tax and some type of license and stuff in the city of Philadelphia just to be able to operate in the city of Philadelphia. We know all this stuff is going on behind the scenes. So now you want to tax the working class citizen who's trying to make a living off of doing it more money.
Right.
And I'm just saying, y'all give it. Now, if y'all did this with the sugar tax and it did not work, then you turned around and shut down a whole bunch of schools after the fact. Now you're trying to tax a ride. Now, and I keep saying this, when are they going to hold these people the politicians
Mhm.
responsible for their bad spending habits. Because here's what nobody paid attention to. This broad, as soon as she got in office, gave herself a big raise. Didn't even start doing the job yet. Gave her a raise and the people around her a raise. A massive one. And now she want to sugar. Now they want to tax something else.
It's all the money, man.
So if
It's
you
all
was
the money,
really
but they got
concerned about
directed the money
citizens,
somewhere
right,
else.
if you really wanted the citizens to ease the burden of cost, ease the burden cost of living on the city of Philadelphia, why did you give yourself a raise as soon as you got there?
Mhm.
Now, if you
Yeah.
felt that strongly about
Let us buy her back.
the school system, why didn't you say no? Nobody get no raise. That money, if it's money there, let's put that money towards the school system.
Yeah, the school, right, right.
So my thing is just they full of crap. That's my whole point. My point is
Mhm.
most people don't pay attention to the stuff and they end up just say, "Oh no, they're doing right by the PL." Okay, it's for the schools. It sounds virtually. It sounds like a wonderful thing, don't it? If we tax the
Yeah,
Lyft drivers,
yeah.
and if you on the surface, somebody hear that to say, "Well, yeah, we need to make sure we fund the schools." That's a
Mhm.
logical thought. But if you don't pay
Yeah.
attention to history, say, "Well, everything y'all keep saying y'all going to do it," and y'all still can't make the budget, then maybe we need to get rid of the politicians first. But if you
Right,
keep
right.
voting in the same type of people that don't understand finances and don't understand how to listen, if you came in office and gave yourself a raise, then you didn't care nothing about the cause. You already, this is all for you and
Right,
nobody else.
right. You are exactly. You walked in the office talking about, hey, I need a raise. And like you said, you ain't do nothing. But even at that, if you was about trying to fix the city, that's what you should have came in and did.
That's
You know
what
what
you
I'm
can't.
saying?
Right.
That's what you should have came in and did. Do your job before you turn around and get yourself a raise.
Now, my
Anybody can
thing
do
is,
that.
if you was there for a while and you created a good solid budget and the city of
Right.
Philadelphia now has a
Then
strong
I feel like that.
surplus,
Right, right.
and it's like, oh
Then I
no,
can
we
say
got
that.
money
Yeah.
that we don't have to use. Like we got a good strong
Mhm.
surplus of money. Then I can say, okay, yeah, you deserve it. Because you did
Right,
the game.
right,
Now here's my point to
right,
that. You go down to Florida,
right.
right?
Mhm.
Ron DeSantis is the governor of Florida. I mean, of the state of Florida. They
Right.
had such a surplus down in Florida when it came to money wise and their budget and stuff. They sent the United States government almost $1 billion back because they didn't need it.
Wow. Wow.
And he's trying to get rid of property tax in Florida.
Mm.
But
Oh, wow, for real?
yeah.
Oh,
Trying to get
shit.
away with it. But my point is,
Dang.
my thing is this is that again, if they can do it down in Florida, and that's why that is the real reason why a lot of
A
people
lot of laws, like listen, it's a lot of crazy laws that they could do in other states. My thing is why they don't manage it all the way across the board. The high-end car insurance, the have a car inspections, registrations that other states don't have. So how fair is that for me to drive to another state and they be like, oh, you need this type of ID and information, but then you go to another state and you don't need this or that, and they be like, no, we ain't, so you like, well, why?
The reason why it's like that because listen, I'm glad that they got individual states. And I don't want the government, and I don't want it to be universal across the board. And I'm explaining to you why I don't want it to be universal across the board. Because then I'm going to be stuck. If it turns like the mess Philadelphia is, that means that no matter where I go, I can't get away from the mess.
Okay, I can see that.
You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
if it was going to be done the right way across the board, I'll be all in. But I already know how greedy people are and how their mindset is. So why would I want to get there? No, I don't want that. And my thing is so like, and then you go to a state like, what's up out the pit? What's going on, my brother? God bless you. God bless you. If you go to a state like Ohio, right? And you go to a state of Pennsylvania wants you to do all this other stuff, state inspection, all this stuff every year, stuff like that. First of all, why? And then all they did, really what they did was they gave mechanics the authority over your car.
Yep.
That's what they did.
Yep.
And all of the mechanics.
And what you think they're going to do?
No, this is an opportunity for me to make money off of the people. Because when they come get their car inspected, I can say, oh, you need all of this stuff that you don't.
You ain't passing. You ain't passing.
Well, right,
You
you
ain't
ain't passing.
passing. Because I
Otherwise,
need
you're
this.
gonna be on the street. Otherwise, you're gonna be driving down the street illegally, and then the cops participating in the bull crap, pulling you over. Meanwhile, there's really nothing wrong with your car. You don't need to do none of the stuff that they said you need to do, but they got you doing.
The engine light is coming on. That's it.
Because the engine light come on. The biggest scam ever. But again, if you keep voting for people like this, and how did they get across? Oh, well, we need to protect the environment. Y'all full of crap and y'all lying. This is where the lies come in. And then they'll go get some scientists to turn it in and spew the rhetoric. And then everybody on board, well, we don't want to pollute the environment. First of all, we've been on this planet for over 50 years. We was living at a time when you smelled the car riding by. And it ain't did nothing to the environment to make it worse since then. So what are y'all talking about? Just say you didn't like the smell of the exhaust. It bothered you. That's all it was. But they turned it into this big problem that it never was. And that's why that's how they're able to get away with it, because you vote for people that think that they know what they're talking about. It's just like me and you was talking about oil. Right? And we said, well, oil runs itself through everything.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know.
Plastics and everything. So you want to dismantle, you want to get rid of oil when you need it for everything. So if I tell everybody, oh, we want to get rid of oil, that means we're going to get rid of all of the plastics we make. We're going to get rid of everything that we do. So then what are we trying to turn into?
Listen, you ain't they're gonna stop manufacturing so much by doing that. There's nothing that's pretty much manufactured without oil.
Right. Even if it don't have oil in the product or the packaging.
What's good, Claude? What's good out there?
It's gonna need machinery to produce. It's gonna need some oil and fuel to produce the machinery to run. Because they need to produce the electricity, because everywhere ain't got no dam or water they running through it. And even them got to be lubricated. The machinery got to be maintained. Lubricated for what?
Yep. It's nothing that you can do without oil.
Right.
You know saying? There's nothing that you can make, should I say, without oil. Manufactured. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's it.
But again, you don't see the logic.
They
don't have no logic in their mindset. But yo, how's it going, man? What's going on with you?
Everything all right, man. I had to get my license and stuff like that straightened out and stuff. Because again, when I was in Philadelphia, you know what I'm saying, they pulled me over. I had 2 cars and I just got my car out the shop. And I didn't think about the registration on it, you know what I'm saying? Because they had been in the shop getting things done over the time. Right. So when they pulled me over, I was like, and the funny thing is they pulled me over, I was like, well, what am I being pulled over for? He was like, your registration expired. I'm like, but you looked at my car to see if the registration expired. Ain't no lights out. Ain't no, I didn't do no turn. I wasn't playing the music loud. Like, you had no other reason to tell me that basically you hit my tag and then turned around and said that, you know what I mean, that I had my registration was expired. Now, so when I was turning around and go,
violate no traffic law, he just randomly ran your tag.
Right. And then you give me a citation. But the citation was for $288. So I was going to fight it, and if I'd have stayed there, I would have probably got it back. But I had forgot about it. If I moved, I can't say I forgot about it. I actually moved, and then I did forget about it. So when I went to get my license changed, they was like, it's suspended. I'm like, what? And they was like, oh, you got to pay that. So I go there, I call them to do it. The lady was like, oh, they had an option to give you a ticket from $25 to $300. I said, so he made it $288? Like, I said, miss, that just makes me pissed off, because he had the option to do that. So you was really trying to hurt me.
Yep.
If all I didn't have was it. All you could have said was, hey, you need to get that registration on. If I see you again, blah, 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 blah. Or give me I work for the police station. They can give you a warning.
Here's the thing, Ant. They don't, again, the $25 is for them, not you. When they break it, they pay $25. When they homies and stuff, I gotta give you a ticket, but I'm gonna give you the minimum $25. That's for them. It's not for you.
No.
It's to strip you financially of all your livelihood, and it's a legalized way to extort you out of money.
It definitely was, because they got it.
Because here's the thing: if he cared about you, my thing is this: if you cared about the citizens, then why everybody don't get $25?
Right.
Why is it that you felt the need? in the city of Philadelphia who always trying to virtue signal like they for the people.
Yeah. But
Why would
what
they do
warrant? This
somebody
is my
like
point. This how you know it's bullshit. Because what warrant? What warrant that it couldn't be $25? Why couldn't it be
exactly?
$50, 60, 70, 80,
Now
100?
my
What
thing,
did I do?
if I was being an
What did I
a-hole arguing
do?
and fighting with you, if I was
Right.
being an a-hole and arguing, debating with you, and just trying to be a straight dick to the police officer, then I can
Then
say,
I can
yeah,
see you doing, okay, you talked
I ain't saying
yourself
it's
up.
right. I'm just
It
saying
ain't,
I
I'm
can
about to say,
see
it
it.
ain't right. Right, right.
I'm like, oh, he
I'm
did
like,
that to punish me.
wow.
But again, I keep saying this stuff over and over. I said that this is they using these type of methods to squeeze everybody out of the average everyday citizen out of their livelihood. That's what the whole intent is, to make sure that you are so financially bankrupt that all these little small little things like that will almost guarantee that you'll be frustrated. And you know what ends up happening when a person gets frustrated? They start to result to criminal behavior. If they
Mhm.
don't get out of it or get out of the circumstances, they start to result to criminal behavior. Meaning,
And not that they mean it. Now I'm a
they
criminal
don't
because
mean
I'm
it.
driving without a license or registration.
And,
I still drove my car to where I had to go
right,
to.
right. And here's
So
the
what
thing.
you was doing safety for? And I
Again,
had
see,
two
now what
cars,
they're
so I
trying to
wasn't
do,
thinking about that. Yeah.
now what they want to do is, now you're going to be riding around illegally. So then they're going to pull you over again and write you more tickets and eventually take your card and sell your car for money.
Yeah.
It's
Look, I could
extortion.
go 4 or
It's
5 blocks.
legalized
I go.
extortion.
Mhm.
So they do little stuff like that to put you in the circumstances where you can't
Mhm.
afford to stay. And then
Listen,
eventually you bankrupt.
he didn't know if I was taking it to get it registered and everything else.
He didn't
Again,
care. He didn't
he
care.
didn't know that. All he was doing was giving me a ticket. Right. That's what I'm saying. All he knew, he was giving me a ticket. My thing is, he didn't have to turn around and make that ticket price into what did. Because what did I do in order, like you said, to violate? What law did I break after $25? You know what I'm saying? Like, at least if you could have had checks on there, like boop, 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 boop.
Right.
I had this ambulance license, the license was like license was, you know what I'm saying? Run it down like that. You know, you're getting costed for everything you do. You get registration, then you gotta get a title. Then they tell you what that, then what the cost of that. Like, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Yo, I was sitting there thinking, like, the hands of the officers to turn around to do that. And that's what I told somebody before. Like, I don't think cops should be allowed to do that. I feel like they should take it out and have a whole parking entity or driving entity, because you getting out of that car as an officer, you got plenty more things to do than to be pulling me over to see if I got registration and stuff. It wasn't like my car was beat up. I seen people ride around with trash filled up to their head and only they can fit in the car.
It was safe to pull you over.
Right. But they pulled me over one time because they was like, something was in my mirror. Like, they pull you over because you got that on your mirror or that on your, you're like, what? Remember?
Right, right. But again, they pull you over because it's safe to pull you over. Here's my point.
Mm-hmm.
If they see somebody of a criminal, let's say they run the tags and their name come up and they see their criminal history, guess what they won't do? They're not going to pull them over.
Go after you. They ain't gonna go after you.
Because they're afraid that that person is going to be confrontational. But because they seen you don't have a criminal behavior, of a history of criminal behavior, it was safe to pull you over.
My windows wasn't tinted. I wasn't playing no music loud. That's what I said. It wasn't no reason for him to turn around and do it. Now, my car was nice looking. You know what I'm saying? But it
Right.
ain't over the top that you'd had to be like, oh, he did that. Then you got over there and found out that I only registration. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting there like, wow, man.
All he had to
You
do
know.
really was to say, you know what, here's a warning. Go get that registration taken care of, bro.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Because I didn't even know. I was like, wow. I said, I got 2 cars. I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that. I said, it was in the shop. Officer, I said, I never even thought about it. So now it's like, I can't say that I was driving like breaking a law. I broke a law not knowing that I didn't think about it. That was the thought.
Right.
It was just a thought that went out my head. So you can see that I had the responsibilities. I had insurance.
Right.
I had it registered. You know what I'm saying? I had my license. You know what I mean? So what was I doing to you?
It was an honest
And I had a handicap placard. He don't know what my handicap placard is. I could have been anxiety about cops. I could have been anxiety about anything. Like, again, I'm not saying that just I'm gonna pull the handicap card or something, but I'm just saying I had no aggressive.
Put that handicap card there, they wrote you 2 tickets.
Yeah, listen, I ain't sure it to him. But I'm just saying they had it in there.
Right. And wrote you another ticket just to be spiteful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I ain't say nothing. But again, that's when the cops become assholes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So again, how can I respect you after that? I feel like once you came in my house for something, I'll be looking at you, the asshole that gave me that ticket. I ain't telling you shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't telling you nothing. You know what I mean? And then I'll be like,
that was the part that, like, that's why I say a lot of times, man, you know, you got to pay more attention because they doing this stuff and they're extorting the average citizen out of their livelihood. And they doing it little small tidbits like that. And we don't see it because a lot of time we live in our lives. We going to work, trying to live our lives, most people don't have time to be worrying about that type of stuff. And then all of a sudden say, what? When did that happen? I ain't hear nothing about this. When did they start that? When did they do this? Well, why we didn't get no memo?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
You learn as you go. Just like if they was talking about these new IDs. Did you get a new ID?
Fuck no.
I'm just again. Listen, if I get a new ID, I'm gonna change my identity. I'm on my license. I'm gonna tell them to say I'm white.
It's a virtual signal.
I'm gonna say I'm 3'2".
The selling point to the new that ID is so you don't have to go get all of these things, is to have all your information on one thing. So you can go fly and do this. So okay, now you want to tell me I can't fly because I don't have it, which I don't care because I don't fly anyway. So I'm not getting on no plane. Y'all can have it. I don't care. I don't want to get on no plane. I have no intention to get on no plane. So it don't matter to me.
Go ahead.
But again,
keep going.
You want it now. You're saying that it's for this reason, but the real reason is so that you can dictate whether I be able to take a flight or not, and it ain't got nothing to do with the ID. It's for me to have, for the government to have access to your whole livelihood.
Control access, where you going, what you doing, right?
So here's where we mix.
Here's the only way with the passport is to go to the country. Go ahead.
The United States Constitution is clear. It says the people rule, not government. We are supposed to know what the government is doing. The government ain't supposed to know what you're doing. So how are we there now?
Yep. How we pay you? Well, we paid you to watch us, the controllers, and
we supposed to know. We the ones paying the taxes, right? We the one paying for everything. The citizens are the one paying for everything, right?
Yeah. What am I paying for?
Right. So do the employee know everything what the boss is doing with his life? No. So why is it that in this United States of America, these politicians are overstepping the government so much to the point where they're intruding on your life, but yet you don't know nothing, you don't have an idea what they're doing.
They're working on your life.
They're not supposed to know what you're doing. They're not.
You're working for your life, and then you paying for them to work on your life.
Right. They're not supposed to. The United States is not supposed to be the type of situation that we're currently in right now. We are the people rule, not government. We're not supposed. The government is not supposed to be telling you what to do. You're supposed to tell them what to do. So when the city of Philadelphia, when the city of Philadelphia decide they want to slap a tax, go tell me how many people in the city of Philadelphia is okay with the tax.
They not.
I guarantee you none of them are.
So how did they get voted? Exactly. So how did they get voted in and been pushed that they could turn around and do it?
This is what they do. This is what they do. Yep. They go have a meeting somewhere where they only tell the people that they want to tell to come and support it. So it looks like the city of Philadelphia is supporting it. And it's only the people that's going to benefit from the tax. And that's only a handful of people.
It's not going to be then because they not benefiting by anything.
Listen, who in their life right now got time to go to these meetings? Most people are working 50 to 60 hours a week. Who got time to go? What's up, big old man Jenkins?
I wanted somebody to chat. What's up, old man Jenkins? My man.
What's going on?
You know, like, who's gonna be okay with that? Like, they don't do that in Ohio. Old man Jenkins. They do it in the state you at. If they turn around, Katie, and say, hey, listen, would you be okay with us taxing you more for the sugars that they put inside of sodas and Kool-Aid? I mean, that's what it is.
The sugar was already taxed when they shipped it to the place.
Exactly.
The sugar was already taxed when the company that's making the sodas and stuff like that, they're already paying more taxes on you. So now you're driving up the cost by the time it gets to the consumer. Now there's way more than it should be. And they
Right.
keep
You
saying
paying
it's the
extra.
corporations that's doing it, but they're not telling the truth. The truth is it's not no corporation in their right mind wants to charge more because that's going to slow down the amount of business. The reason why McDonald's is so successful is not because McDonald's food is the greatest food in the world. The reason why McDonald's food is so successful because it's always been cheap and it's always been fast
Wait a minute. And advertised
and
with
advertised.
kids.
Now, when you go to McDonald's, when you go, so no business in their right mind wants to charge a bunch of money because that means that they're going to reach less people. Because the average person is not going to be able to afford it. That's not a business. That's not a good business model. So when you start talking about it's the corporations, I know y'all full of crap because most corporations don't run businesses that way. It is y'all doing it. It's y'all putting all these restrictions and all of this red tape between the corporation and the citizens that drives up the cost. And you keep blaming them, but y'all don't hold yourself accountable for it because it's the politicians that's doing it.
And the politicians got the money in the stocks and the companies to do it.
So they can make money from it.
Right. So they ain't worrying about it.
Out of it. Because if it was
when you work at a job, would they work at a job? What happened? Hey, would you like 401k or a tax shelter?
If I'm the mayor of the city of Philadelphia, right? If I'm the mayor of the city of Philadelphia, and somebody came to me with that idea, like, oh, we should charge the Lyft drivers, I would have shot it down as soon as they said it. No, we're not doing it.
Charge Lyft. Okay, old man Jenkins. They're trying to charge what you said, Lyft and Uber drivers tax.
A tax. They taxing your rides. Your ride every time you take a ride with Uber, Lyft, and all that. City of Philadelphia wants to tax it. They're going to tax it. It looks like to me they already put it in motion.
So what about Grubhub and are they going to break it down? Uber Eats, because Uber Eats is part of Uber.
Yeah, I think it's all
Uber Eats is part of Uber. DoorDash, all of them.
Right. So I think it's all of them.
Only thing you won't probably get taxed on is medical supplies.
And
but you already got taxed because of that.
Now here's what she said. She said it will generate I think she said $48 million a year in tax revenue. That's what she said, right? For the schools. No, it's not. I can tell you right now, it's not. I can tell you 100% that it's not going to generate that. Because you know what's going to eventually happen? It's going to get expensive and people are going to say, you know what, I might as well just go buy me a car now. It's too expensive to do Uber. It's too expensive to get Lyft. Now I'm just going to go back and own me a car. And guess what?
I'm getting a bike.
I'm going to go do it under the table.
I'm going to get me a bike. I'm going to get a scooter.
What they're going to do is they're going to do it under the table.
Skateboard.
What they're going to do is every time they get a Lyft ride, they say, look, I'll give you my number. You ain't got to go through them. Just call me.
Holler at me. Hacking? You hacking? Yeah.
Right. We're going to beat out the tax. So my thing is, what you're talking is you're stupid.
Right.
That's why I say they stupid. They don't know. This is the reason why I said the sugar tax wasn't going to work. When they said it, I said, you know, what people are going to do is they're going to go to they're going to go nearby counties and do what, Aunt?
Buy their juices and sugars and everything else. And then guess what I'm going to do? Guess what I'm going to do?
Right.
And it already got, hold on. It already got taxed. So I'm going to bring some sodas and juices back with me. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to hustle them juices and sodas and stuff while I'm in there. Listen, y'all come to me. Y'all come to me. I'm going to charge 2-cent tax.
Right.
I give y'all, just give me an extra 2 cents, y'all.
Like me personally, I'd be like, all right, well, y'all want to charge all that money for soda. Let me go find out the cheapest place I can find soda. I'm going to go get me soda.
I'll go buy 2 liters. Listen, I'll go buy 2 liters and come back and sell shots. I'll be on the streets like, what's up? I go buy some $2 Fanta, some $2 Fantas and peaches and strawberries and shit. You know, we like them flavors. I sit right up there like ice or no ice. You know what I'm saying?
But you see how they logic, man.
Yeah.
All their logic, they don't have no other idea but to tax something. This is my point. You don't have no other idea. Let me tell you something. If I was running the city of Philadelphia, I swear to you, they would love the hell out of me. Give me 4 years, we'll have a surplus. I'm gonna get rid of dead weight. Number one, I'm getting rid. If you ain't doing your job to the utmost, you're gone. If I see a services we don't need, it's gone. I'm gonna give the people back their money, and I'm gonna show you how to create a surplus because I already see where the money is coming from. I ain't telling nobody because I might decide to run.
Yeah.
Not taking my idea.
Come on, Ron. Come on.
Yeah, but again,
Yeah, listen. Yeah.
Listen. I'll kill it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I will kill it. I will kill it. That's
Let's
all I'm
get
saying.
it.
I kill it.
Let's get it. Let's
Because
get
I
it.
already see what. Listen, I can tell you right now, in the city of Philadelphia, I got two things in my head that I would do in the city of Philadelphia that will bring in easily $50 million a year.
Let me say this, Ron.
What?
Okay. Those that don't know, okay, y'all never hear me on my political stance.
Right.
And y'all hear Ronnie on his political stance. Ronnie knows and does not know that I do not agree with Trump. Okay?
Right.
Ronnie knows I don't agree with a lot of stuff to do. But for me to feel like I can trust Ronnie to go into a political thing, y'all think about that. Y'all think about how I operate with Ronnie. And me and him we have so many views that we can disagree with.
Right.
So many views that we can disagree with. But Ron, what we do? We laugh, we joke. Because guess what? The Republicans and Democrats and Stitchers are doing the same thing, y'all, behind their thing, whatever they do.
I tell people is this.
But I know where your heart is.
My biggest
I know where your
fear
heart is. Let me say this. I know where your heart is, your thoughts is, and the way you do stuff. Go ahead.
I always tell people this: stop looking at the person and look at what's happening. That's the only difference. If you put somebody in the predicament that you like and ask yourself, "Are you okay with it?" Then it's not the policies, it's not the ideas. What you have is the problem with the person. I don't give a damn about that. That don't matter. I can hate the person's guts. It's what they doing that matters. That's where it matters. So if me and you knowing how oil and stuff is and how it works, and understand supply and demand. If somebody say, well, I want lower gas prices. Well, in order to get lower gas prices, you got to get a whole lot of supply that by far exceeds the demand, so that now they're sitting on oil. Now they got to drop the prices. Why? Because they got too more than is being used, and they don't want to sit on.
Wait, let me say this, y'all. Now, for people streetwise, think about what he just said. Say it again, Ron, and think about this streetwise with how supply and demand is. Say that statement again.
Right. So if I have a lot of, if I want to bring down gas prices, I have to go get a lot of oil, produce a whole lot of fuel, right? I got to exceed the demand for it. That way, if it's sitting on there and it's not being sold, now they got to bring the prices down to what? To encourage people to spend more gas. Now, what happens on the consumer side with the fuel is you'll find yourself doing more driving because it's costing you less to drive. You get what I'm saying? So again, they're gonna still make money. They're just not gonna make as much money. So on the street, let's just say there's not a whole lot of business on the street. If I'm not selling a lot, then what I gotta do, I gotta try to get rid of it. So what I'm gonna have to do, start offering deals, right?
Ding, 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 ding,
because
ding.
the demand, right? This is why I keep trying to the reason why they try to keep this is the reason why they spew propaganda.
Ding, 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 the bell.
The reason why they spew propaganda to everyday citizens is to keep you arguing with each other over stupid stuff. Because if you have a unified consumer and they realize the power that they have the power to control what something costs by just saying we're not going to buy it until you bring it to a price where we're willing to buy it.
Now McDonald's is every 50 miles in everybody's state.
Right.
Right there. He says it's cheap.
McDonald's doesn't make a lot of profit off their food. You know why McDonald's do so well? Volume.
Yep.
That's
cheap and they everywhere. Volume.
And I'm gonna give you
accessible.
another one. I'm gonna give y'all easier one. You know why car washes do well? Not because you go through a car wash is cheap, right? Compared to having somebody wash your car. Even though the quality ain't the same, it's cheaper. Car washes make a money because of volume. How many people gonna come through there on a day-to-day basis? They might only make $3 profit off a car. But because there's so much volume coming through there, it's adding up. McDonald's, same way. Fast food restaurants, that's why they call it fast food. It's not for you to get the greatest food in the world. It's for you to come in, get it fast, and get out of here. Where they're going to have 100 customers every 10 minutes, a slow food restaurant might only serve 1 to 2. But now they have to charge you more for the food. Why? Because they're not serving as many customers as McDonald's are. Yeah, you're going to sacrifice a bit of a quality, but you're going to get in and out of there fast. That's what the whole
In time.
That's why that business
Because that's what it's
model
about.
works.
Fast food in time. Yeah, don't forget about the time. That's what considered fast.
Right.
What up,
Right.
dolls? Basketball.
What's up, dolls? What's going on? That's why the economy, that's why that business model is by far the most successful business model, is because it's ran off of volume, not off of high profits. I give you another one. Home Depot is another one. Home Depot ran their business off 30% profit margin off of all the product. 30% profit margin. Now, when you in school, they tell you, oh, you got to charge like 50% profit margin, 100. They ran their business off a 30% profit margin, and they relied on volume, moving a lot of product in and out of the
product in the time.
That's the reason why. That's the reason why they took the same business model, applied it to Home Depot, and crushed everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now I used to have a car wash.
Yep.
Right, Hank?
Yes, he did.
I couldn't get up early enough, and I couldn't go to bed late enough. I was busy all day long.
Hand car wash.
And what was the business model I used? I told me and Kurt, I was like, we gotta get them in and get them out and do a hell of a job in the time. Time is our factor. We were washing anywhere from 60, 70 cars a day. Couldn't do them fast enough. It was nothing.
I was ready to come on board.
It was nothing for me to make $600-700 in a day. And my cousin's still walking away with almost 2 every day. Back then. So when these people and these politicians say all this stuff, they have no idea what they're doing. That tell me they don't know how to do business. See, in order to run a state, in order to run a country successfully, you have to have a business mindset. You can't have this mindset that these politicians go in there because they don't know what they're doing. They really don't. If a state, the reason why your state suffers because the politician that's running your state don't have a business mindset. They don't. They have a cut costs, cut this, cut services, cut this. They don't have ambitious, driven ideas to bring in more revenue. They only have stupid ideas of cut. That's why I said if there was a deficit shortfall in the city of Philadelphia, and so many opportunities in the city of Philadelphia to correct that without taxing the people. Matter of fact, if I did it, I would do it in such a way that there's so much revenue, I'll start cutting the cost of living for the people, the residents that are living there. Because I said we don't need it no more. Why? Because it's so much coming from this, we don't need that. That way people can afford to stay and they don't have to leave.
Yo, I'll come back, Ron. I'll come back to vote.
But here's the thing. The problem is that I would never win in Philadelphia. Because I'm never going to run.
It don't matter.
I would never run as a Democrat.
Yeah,
See, city of Philadelphia, they all vote Democrat. I would never run as a Democrat.
Go. We'll call the conservative, liberal, whatever. You could break your own shit.
Honestly, I would run as an independent. I don't even want to run as a Republican. I would run as an independent.
Thank you. That's what I would think you should do, bro.
Because it's not that I have a problem with Republicans. Because honestly, when you start to pay attention,
I don't have a problem with neither one of them. Right. You can't say it because it's not in you. It's what you chose to be and to involve with. to say that that's
But
you.
the
There's
reason
no
why I would
entitlement.
run as an independent in the city of Philadelphia is because I know that most Democrats are never going to vote Republican because they don't have idea what's going on. They don't understand politics. So I had to be a lot more smarter about it than say I can't go in full Republican
Yeah. Well,
because
independence to
Democrat,
me gives
right,
you more control.
right.
Gives
It
you
gives
more
me,
control.
and then here's the thing: no one's going to tell me how to do what I'm going to do. And you already know me. I ain't.
Yeah.
If I
Right.
got my head set on something and I'm trying to be successful at it, you're not going to
Yeah.
tell me what I'm going to do. I'm not even going to listen to y'all because I already know
Yeah.
y'all. Most of y'all only going to try to tell me to do something in the best interest of y'all. My job is to take care of the people and make the lives for the people, the residents that live there, better and less
Yeah,
cost,
because
and
I lived
that
that
way,
life. I lived it.
right,
Yeah,
and
I
better
lived a
life,
life where it cost it. It was a
right,
problem every time y'all made a decision. It was a problem for my area, my people, where I was at.
right,
Why would I not
exactly,
try to adjust it where I'll be like, nah, ain't for me. It's for everybody to where I was at.
right.
I know what
It
it
don't
felt like
affect
to be
me.
like that. All I'm be
Honestly, it
saying
don't
is
affect me because I know
I
better.
know what it's like for the lights to be cut
I
off.
can
I
survive
know
it.
what it's like to be hungry. They don't know about that shit. They don't know about
Right.
what it's like to have that.
No,
They don't know
no,
how it is walking down streets, you know what I'm saying, no light of curves or stores being robbed and liquor store here, liquor store. You know what I'm saying? They don't know about all
nope,
that. They don't know about people having to warm water up, heat water up for gas, didn't have gas or do whatever they had to do. And
nope.
crackhead taking your screen door off and you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Stealing everything in sight. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So it's like to have somebody. That's why I said, man, I would like them to pick a homeless person, somebody who had nothing to be there. And when I can say one thing about, let me say this about if they was to say Trump, 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 Trump. To me, I feel like the independence in what Trump has done, if they want to say that it was him saying it, he has moved most stuff that people don't agree for, but did it his way. So to me, that puts the next pressure on the next president or person. Now, wherever they was to call them, they had to say, "We watched you move the needle to the degree." So now we know that again, you being independent, and you say that, "Hey, I know that y'all ain't gonna let me. I'm gonna do what I want to do." To me,
Oh
that
no,
gives me to say,
my
"Huh?"
only
You know what
reason
I'm saying?
for me running for independent is only because I don't want no. I don't want. I don't. It's not that I have a problem
Other
with
people
my thing.
agree.
I definitely have a problem with Democrat. I make that clear to me, clear.
Yeah,
But they're the ones doing
yeah.
the damage to people that the most. That's why I have a problem with them. But it's not that I'm trying to distance myself from a Republican. I know because I know the area and where I would run at. I just know the mentality of the people. If you say you're a Republican, the first thing in running their head because they don't know no better is they think racist.
Right, right. So all right, so say like this, say like this. All right, when you say you don't like Democrats, like I'm never gonna tell nobody what I am because ain't none of their
Right.
fucking business.
No,
Okay.
it really ain't.
Yeah, let's just say I'm a Democrat.
Right.
Like, you're not liking me. You see what I'm saying? You're not
But,
liking me, Ron.
but
If
here's the thing. That's the
I'm gonna
logic.
say I'm a Democrat.
That's
I'm gonna say I'm
between
a
me and
Democrat.
right. Here's the thing. That's me because I'm a logical thinker. I
Right.
don't
So
wear
now,
right.
if you
I
had
don't
to
wear things
negotiate,
personally.
no, listen. If you had to negotiate that
Right.
I was a Democrat, you can't see you not negotiate with me because I'm
Oh
damn
no, I'm going to definitely negotiate with you
right.
because at the end of the
Just
day,
hate
before
me
you
off the
become a
bat.
Democrat, you was a
Yeah.
human. You're a human. The
Right,
Democrat is just a
right,
choice.
right.
So, but
It's right.
again,
So it's a
logic.
Republican. So it's a
Right.
liberal. So it's a thing.
Right.
So
Exactly.
yeah. So
Now,
that's why I said
again, I have to look at your mentality as an individual to determine rather even if I could work with you or not. It has nothing to do with your political stance. It has to do
yeah,
with your thought pattern.
yeah.
You
Like
get what I'm
Corey
saying?
Hoke, like Corey Holcomb and what's his name? Like it don't have to be that, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Come on.
it's stupid. It is
Yes,
stupid. But here's
yes.
the thing. But you also have to be wiser to know where you're going, with the territory you're going into.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? And that's the only
Yeah,
reason why. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't. It has nothing to do with your political, like where you stand at politically. Now, it
right.
has something to do with where you align yourself with. So if Republicans are more conservative views. That's why I align myself close with them, because they have more of a conservative viewpoint. It has nothing to do. I don't line myself with Democrats because I don't agree with their viewpoint, and I don't agree with the fact that, when I look historically wise, they were the ones that always was trying to keep slavery. So I don't want no parts of them. I can care less.
But you know what? Here's the thing, though. I don't know if they would say, but let's just say that slavery affected a lot of us.
Right.
So if they have a slavery, that's what I'm saying. But if they have a slavery mentality, that's what they probably come. They probably don't realize it, though. Some people don't realize that they got these mentalities on them that they don't even recognize that it's on them. Like you said,
right.
you don't have that on you because you be like, ain't nobody gonna tell me what I. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I listen when they say stuff. That which tells me, if I said to you that, oh, I want these people to come to my house so I can pay them less money to do the work because I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money. I don't want to pay the person that's high quality and pay for quality. I want to pay these people here less money so that they get them to do what I want them to do, right? And I keep doing that. That means I don't want to pay them an honest wage, right? Right? So if I keep saying, oh, I'm gonna bring the people from another country to do the garbage work.
Yeah, but yo, listen where it get funny. Now check this out. All right. Now you said to have somebody where you're paying them what you call a wage, or honest
and
wage.
I know exactly where you're going, but go ahead. Because I argue this all the time. Go ahead.
Yes. So you say, well, what's an honest wage? Now, the work in which you do would be honest pay for honest pay, I would say.
Right.
Half the people don't want to go to work. We get mad at the pay that they given to go to work, but then you accepted the pay to go to work for what you thought was an honest pay.
Right.
Why work there when you seen right from the back that's not an honest pay?
Right.
Because the work you're going to do. But when you get in there and work, I want to see what kind of work you're going to do before I can give you what you worth.
Right.
To give you more pay.
Because I've had 100 people before you said the same thing and didn't turn out they didn't work out to be what they said they were.
Right. Oh,
so
yeah.
How many times am I going to lose money bringing in people at high dollars and still getting nothing out of them? No. Not even being
a hiring manager or not even being that. You hiring somebody for your job. If I say, hey man, I want you to wash my car, or hey, listen, I was at my job the other day and I had to wipe a patient. Mm-hmm. I got reprimanded for not reprimanded, but he's like, hey, you gotta wipe them better. I'm like, I didn't want to wipe shit off him in the first place. So you know what I mean? I'm thinking like I tried to do the best I could, but I just got, asked that I didn't wipe his ass well enough. Like I thought that was the funniest thing to me. I done did all kinds of working jobs and been, they say, man, you did a job well done. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, that's the first time I had a complaint on something that I did at most jobs. You know what I'm saying? Right? You know the kind of work I did? Like, huh? I got awards and money more than most of my co-workers. Right. I was getting raises around in my line around at every job that I got. Did I get more raises?
I'm laughing about it.
Yeah. So when people paid me, I was like, I accelerate. And I had supervisors that find my check and be like, how you get so much? You know what I did? I negotiated. Right. The whole time I came in there, I negotiated me. I don't care how you negotiated your hours and your day. I negotiated mine. But guess what? I came in at $9.50. And $9.50, right. I left getting paid. I left in 6 years getting paid $18.70.
Right.
Like 7 years. I say 7 years, maybe something like that. Right. But I was a foreperson getting paid more than some supervisors. And all I kept saying was, you negotiated yours wrong. I ain't negotiating. You know what I'm saying? I know supervisors accountable for what they said. And I did the work that they told me they did, because to me, it was like, that was how I did and got my pay. Now, when Ronnie said, I know that people feel like, oh, they worked hard. Some people work hard for something, and when they get the job, they don't even go to work. They don't even come to work on time. You know what I'm saying? And then they be like, well, I ain't get nothing on my raise. Well, what did you do? You never did nothing. You ain't even here every damn time. You'd have more money if you made the 40 hours a week that you were supposed to be here that year.
You want them?
You'd have made that money. The dollar you asking for, right? The dollar you asking for, all those hours of the time that you came in late, like 2 hours late, 3 hours late, call off, 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? 2 days, you play sick.
Right.
Then at the end of the year, you talking about, yeah, you know, can I get $1? No, nigga, you ain't get them dollars in all the time that you was taking off. Or you can't work late.
You know what I say? Would you pay more money for the same product?
No.
This is the simplest way to put it.
Yeah.
Would you?
No.
So you ask the person, would you pay more money for the same product? Would you pay more money for less product? All right. So if I hired you at $9 an hour, but you're working like an $8 an hour person, and yeah, after a year later, you want me to give you more money for the $8 person that you're working like when I started you out at $9.
And listen, as a company,
and I do, you go to work, you're on time, you're doing your job, you're doing it well, you're putting a little bit of effort, a little extra on there, going a little bit above and beyond. You don't have to be extreme, but above and behind. And then they look at it and say, you know what? This is a really good work. He's always here, come to work. They're on time. You don't have no issues out of them. They're accountable.
He don't have 30 smoke breaks. He don't have 30 smoke breaks.
So now when it's some time to sit down in your money, you already negotiated before you even started negotiating, because now the value that you bring, they don't want to lose. Before you start running your mouth about, I want this, they're going to say, listen, this person right here, that labor is very profitable for the company. They come to work. They're more accountable. They're reliable. They this, they that, they that. Now your labor has become profitable to the company. Now they have to make a choice. Rather, they're willing to lose you to end up with a worse employee, or pay you more to keep you there in hopes that you show them a side of you that they haven't even seen again.
Because your labor hours aren't matching his.
Right. Exactly. You know, here's the thing. Then you say, okay, now I got that money. This is me. This is my game. I go into a job. I'm always there on time. I always work and do my job. I look at what I'm supposed to do, and I go a little bit above and beyond. Not too extreme, just enough that I can take away any argument that y'all may have when it comes time to sit down and do money. Talk about money, right?
Dang.
So my labor has already negotiated for me. Not my mouth, my labor. My credit, my accountability and my credit has already negotiated for me before I sit down and talk to you. Because now you're looking at my performance. Now, when we sit down and talk, and you say, oh, this is what we're going to give you. Oh, well, I'm going to be honest with you. I appreciate that, but this is what I want. And let me know if y'all going to be able to meet this, because if you can't meet this, then I'm going to have to go look for something otherwise somewhere else, because I have a personal goal in mind that I need to make. And if I can't, and it's nothing against y'all, it's just that if I know y'all can't do it, then I'm going to have to go somewhere where they can. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just telling you that.
Like that, but it was,
I'm just trying to tell you that I need to go somewhere else where they can meet my demand. Now, there's another side of me that you haven't gotten yet. Pay me the money that I need, and then I'm gonna release the second level. Otherwise, I can't give you Otherwise, I can't give you the second level because you can't afford to reach the first level. So then they come back and they negotiate, say, all right, we're going to give you what you want. All right, now that they turn it on. Click. Now I'm at second level. Now they're like, oh, I didn't know he was built like this. He done went to a whole nother extreme.
Yep.
Again, last job I was at, I started there making $16 an hour. That's what I was making. When I left there, I was making almost $22 an hour. That was less than 5 years. On the job where they told me, oh, they only give about 25 cent to 30 cent raise. That's what they kept telling everybody. When I got hired there, that's what they said. Everybody that worked there said the same thing to me. Oh, they only going to give you like 20 cent, 30 cent. But what I kept doing was I kept looking at how they worked. And I kept looking at what they do. They had excuses. They wasn't doing this. They wasn't doing that. All right, well, that's y'all. They ain't me. Now think about it. If they only giving out 25 cents raise a year, how did I get to $22 an hour from $16 an hour to $22 an hour if they only giving out 25 cents a year raises?
Mhm.
What's the difference?
And
I
I
didn't get
said,
promoted.
I
Listen,
started.
I didn't get no promotion. I didn't get no promotion. I was not a supervisor, manager, none of that.
Yeah. And Ryan, I
Right.
started that same job again, as I said, 950, and left for 1870.
Exactly.
And in 6 years. And like you said, I only got promotion the year before I left.
Because you know the difference between a mediocre worker and workers like me is this. We understand that in order for them to pay me more money, my labor has to be profitable for the company that I work for. Otherwise,
Right.
there's no benefit to them having me here. They can find somebody they can find 1,000 lazy people easily without no effort.
Mm-hmm.
No company is looking for lazy people. They're looking for A players. Workers that are willing to do the job on a level that they never saw before. And guess what? You'll never have to worry about the pay. This is the reason why I don't work under unions, because they put limitations on what I can get. That's why I won't take a union job, because then that means that everybody's going to make what I make no matter how mediocre they are. That's just me. I'm not telling nobody else what to do. I just don't. And the job I left there, they was like, well, we want to try to get a union. I said, well, let me know when y'all do, because I'm out. I'm leaving. They was like, what? I said, yeah, I'm not doing it. I said, because now y'all going to put limitations on my performance. I said, unions, in my opinion, are for lazy people that don't want to work. And I'm not that one. And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying that was my perception. Because when I worked at unions, jobs that had unions, people, oh, you're not allowed to do this because that's that person's job. You're not allowed to do that because that's that person's job. All right, that's great for them. I don't want that environment. I want open outdoor for me to do what I need to do. I want all the money I can get out of this place. I ain't concerned. I'm not here to make friends with y'all. I'm here to make money. That's it. And I'm not going to lie, manipulate, try to do sneaky stuff, get people fired. I don't do none of that stuff. Nope. I'm here to perform and do my job and I want as much out of this job I get. That's it.
Yeah. Right.
Yo.
And listen, I didn't worry about nobody firing me because I knew I'd get a job. I ain't no lazy mother.
Right.
So
exactly.
remember I was meat slicing at the canteen, and I got to the butt of it, and I threw it away, and they said, "Oh, you ain't supposed to throw that away." And then the man, I kept doing it. The manager came and was like, told me not to throw it away. I said, I don't find myself wanting to eat the butt of it. I'm not going to slice it for nobody else. Y'all want to use it for something else, that's fine. But I would throw it away or just leave it in there. They'd have a stack of it because I was the one that was slicing it. So he took it out the trash, y'all, rinsed it off, and told me I said, what? I said, man, I'm definitely not going to do that. I said, you must be crazy. He was like, looked at me like I was nuts. They was looking at me like I was nuts. I'm like, why are y'all looking at me like y'all was nuts? Because just like, you ain't gonna control me to put that in the trash, y'all. Like, you know what I mean? And now I think people was like, damn. But at the same time, they was looking at me like, the Messiah, why? Y'all should have been, I'm not gonna feed nobody this. It's coming from my hands, not his. He's sitting in the office. What you care about me throwing that away? You're not losing no money. I'm the one out there selling it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like giving nobody no portions or nothing like that, but I'm not gonna give somebody something that I'm like, it just unedible. You know what I mean? I'll be like, if they put that on my sandwich, I'll be like, why are you giving me that ring of meat? Right. You know what I'm saying? Why are you giving me a donut hole or a wrinkled ass? It looked like a piece of butt. It looked like a butt.
Right.
It looked like a butt. That's all I'll be looking like. That look like a butthole. No, I'm cool. No, can you not put that on there? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He's like, you already know it's from animals.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm just saying. But to me,
like you said, y'all could have just took the butt and used it for something else. I'm not putting it on nobody's sandwich.
Right.
He could have took the butt and said, okay, give it to somebody else and let them slice it up and we'll put it in the salads. Dice it up, put it in salad. Instead of just saying no, and then him taking out the trash, which I know the story is true.
Yeah.
I know that.
Like I said, I'm telling you no lies.
Yeah. But again,
that was a union job. Oh man, that was crazy. Woo, that was crazy. We ain't even gonna go into that story, but oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
But again, to get back
That's a good
into
story for the
people
Fracas
got to
Show.
realize, yeah, that's a whole nother show. But again, you know, you got to fight the man for the money that you want when you at that job, but you really got to look at yourself first.
Yep.
You got to look at yourself first, y'all. I'm telling you. And then when you know what you got in you to negotiate, the same way he negotiated, I kind of did it the same way with the shift of managers. I was promised something. Another manager got promoted. Now I'm doing the quality of what that manager wanted. So Ronnie just said about the shifting in gears. So when he got promoted, the next manager came.
Yep.
I pulled him to the side and I said, listen, I said, Dominic offered me $1.50 and I led to expectations that he want, but then he turned around and I got promoted.
Right.
I said, now I don't want to, I say, now you got expectations and you know, I am who I am. You don't know me yet. You know what I'm saying? I said, but I'm going to get down in the fact that I worked to this level and he turned around and left and now I'm left. He said, well, I'll call him. And if he agreed that that's what he said, then I'll honor it.
Right.
I said, okay, bet. So it took a couple of months, probably say like 5-6 months. That y'all know I'm on it. Hey, yo, he talked to boom, he talked to Dom. Dominic okayed it. He gave it to me, and then he also gave me a little bit of retro because from the last time I asked him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So now it was the thing that he asked me to do, and whatever it was like $1. He said something to me, but it was $1, right?
Right.
But as he turned around, he got the $1.50 from Dominic. I came back to him later with the $1 he promised me, and I was like, yo, you know what I mean? Martinez, we talk about that raise you talked about, you know, about the $1 raise. I said, you know, he's like, you know, Darby said, I gave it to you. I said, no, you gave me Dominic's $1, but me and you negotiated. That's how I wound up increasing the $2.50. He couldn't deny me. So listen.
Right.
No, I got it. John Mullen. Okay, now you remember even deeper. John Mullen had got promoted. He was like, so he said,
he was store manager and he was moving on the district.
Yeah, he wanted to be a district manager at that point. So now I forgot about that, right? So something happened where he did give me the $1, but when the next time came, they was like, anybody getting nothing but like a quarter for a raise. I go into the office, we start talking. I said, listen, I could put my check up against anybody check, and I know the inventory of the store. I said, you know, you got people that's going to other people and they don't have the knowledge to break down square footage yards and, you know what I'm saying, tile. And I said, even with the ceiling tile, they got the ceiling tile chart. You got paying people that's getting paid more than me to go. And I said, now listen, why should I have to handle their customer? When they don't know it, I shouldn't have to go over there and tell their customer what they do. I said, but I make sure that the job get done. Right. I said, it's not my job to go over there and say, make sure their job get done. I said, but I'm looking at it for the company. I said, now you telling me you can't give me for the time that I come in, that I put in my time, I come in, call in when y'all ask me to come in, blah, blah, blah. I said, that's why I'm gonna tell you that's why I want the $1. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, well, we don't know what we can do. We gotta go to John Mullen. Now John Mullen was like, he must have left about 4 years ago.
Right.
So they was like, so they said, well, they told me he said no. I said, well, I want him to tell me no. Because I said, I don't believe that he said no. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, so something happened, whatever happened, I wanted to get my $1. I don't even know what it was that he was like, oh, I remember him. I don't know what happened, yo. But I know he had to remember me because me and him, we encountered each other because he basically hired me. He hired me at $9.50. He actually said it doesn't hire me at $9.50 because I remember him asking me like, you know, and I was talking to him. So like I said, he knew me because I think we had some agreements on some stuff even early in that part of the career. So
you got mixed up. That wasn't John Mullen that hired you.
That wasn't?
It was Eric Dardis.
No, I never met Eric Dardis. Because remember, all I remember was John. Like, I never met who Eric Dardis was. I think he left right before I got there.
Then it was, I know Bill
John Mullen,
Bill Hutch was the actually one that hired you because he was
Oh,
assistant.
Bill Hutch. Yep. Bill Hutch. You're right. Yep.
That was my dog.
And
He
he
was cool.
wound up being up under him. Okay, yeah, it was Bill Hutch.
Yeah.
It was Bill Hutch.
Bill Hutch and then John Mullen was the store manager at the time.
Yeah.
And then
because John Mullen came in. Right. Yep.
Eventually got promoted to district. But
yeah.
Bill Hutch, that was my homie. He was cool as hell.
Yeah, he was.
No. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was great. That's what I said. Everybody that I worked for under that when it started, it was good for me because, like you said, I went in there and I worked. I did what I was supposed to do. I knew stuff. You know what I'm saying? I had experience, and I knew how to sell stuff.
And I don't understand what people's logic is that you want more money, but you lazy.
Yeah,
that's why I said I don't understand that logic. You know you lazy. You done hid in the bathroom 17 times a day.
Went out and smoked.
And then take all these smoke breaks and all this other stuff.
Took your lunch break twice.
And now you mad at the management because
walking around the store, you don't know what nothing that, you know.
And you mad at the owners or the managers if they don't want to give you no more money because your performance suck.
Hey, Ron.
And then, the one that really gets to me is that maybe you do have good performance, but you don't come to work all the time.
Right.
What good is it if you're not here? You might be.
How could you perform? How could you perform if you're not even here? Right, you might perform better if you're here.
Right. So you come to work, yeah, you might bust your behind when you're here, but you call out once. You calling out every week, so it doesn't matter. You're not here.
When I expect you to be here to help us make money.
Right. So yeah, it might be good when you're here, but if you're not here a lot of times, then it's not. It's the same as if a lazy worker is just as good as you. You know better than the lazy one because you're not here.
Yeah. And you know what, Ron? The crazy thing is, man, we telling stories that are really factual stuff. You know what I mean? Because we was there, both those the situations. I just was in there thinking about when me and you was both working up under John Martinez and he first came, and remember I had broke my hand.
Yeah.
And then he had the meeting. And he like, no, the meeting ain't for you. And he's like, you don't have to be there. So I was like trying to figure out what it said. And Ron, tell the people what he said. I wasn't in the meeting. Ron said, the whole meeting's about you. I'm like, huh? That's why I had to be at the meeting.
Yeah, because of how you was working and all the stuff you was doing. And then when we
a broken hand, he couldn't find him in an apartment, like in the departments all the time.
Right, because he's doing too much.
Yeah.
He was over here doing this, he was over here doing that, he was over here doing this. And that's why he really didn't want you in the meeting, because he didn't want it to, he wanted people to realize it wasn't about him. He bust his ass. What he No, y'all was the problem. Basically, he was letting everybody know that everybody else was the problem but him. And that was the department meeting. It wasn't like management. That was the department. Because Ant was doing a lot of the overnight work and they wasn't.
They wasn't doing shit. I was hustling that shit. Like, you know.
Here's the thing. The meeting had nothing to do with me, because at that time I was a supervisor, but in a different department. But he was over all of our departments.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yep.
Nothing to do with me. It really had nothing to do with me. But I was a supervisor at the time, so I had to sit in the meeting.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to be a supervisor, and I didn't even want to be a supervisor.
Nope, you didn't want it.
I only did it for one reason. The person they made a supervisor, I didn't want to work under. And I said, and I gotta go get promoted. He was like, "Why?" I said, "Because I don't like this dude and I don't want to work under. You're an idiot." So now I had to get promoted. 2 weeks later, I was promoted.
And left me having to deal with shit.
2 weeks later, I was promoted. And the other thing is, I didn't want him, because I knew he liked to take credit for everybody else's work. I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, we don't want to say his name on it though.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say his name, but he used to take credit for
his name. Not to be proud of. It wasn't that he was a bad guy. He just
Right, he was a slickster. He was a butt kisser.
Yeah, he's a slickster. Yeah.
He tried to take credit for work that he didn't do. So I didn't want to work in him, and I didn't want to work hard under him, because I did not want him to get credit for what I did.
Exactly. Now, you like a slave. Why would I work harder for you?
Now, God rest his soul, when Tommy Depot was the supervisor, I bust my behind for him. That was my dog.
Yeah, Tommy was a good dude.
Tommy was a good dude. I busted my
And he
mind for
worked
him.
hard. And he worked
This
hard.
dude, this dude,
Yeah,
no, I
and
ain't
he
gonna-
worked hard. Yeah,
And he worked
and he
hard.
worked hard. He
Yes,
got
he
his
did.
hands dirty. He was like, what?
Yeah, he did.
Huh.
Yep. And I bust him, and
Yeah.
I had no problem working under him. But the other dude,
Yeah.
now I got to go get promoted now because the only way I get out of here, they ain't gonna let me transfer.
I'm not listening to him.
I ain't listening to him. He a lazy bum and he don't
I
do
ain't
nothing.
leaving my job. I ain't getting fired. I'm just not going. I'm getting in a position where he can't tell me what to do.
Right, and that's what I did. So I went elevated to the same level that he was, so he couldn't tell me nothing.
Listen,
That's the only reason why I did
I
it.
ain't gonna tell you
I
no
ain't
lie.
really care about it, huh?
Hey, like I said, I fight the art of fight without fighting.
Yeah,
And it brings
that's
me.
what I
it brings
did.
me to-
I ain't
it
got to
brings
fight
me
with you.
to-
I just remove
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And become equal to you,
Right, now what?
or better than.
And then
And
he
you
got in
mad that
trouble.
I'm better than.
Then he was
Yeah.
getting in trouble because the job that I was doing over there was falling apart.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
no, I thought
Yep.
you was doing this. I thought you was
Ceramic.
making the ceramic aisle look good. I thought you was
Yeah.
doing all this to do that. You
Came
told me
out.
you was doing this. Am I right? Ed? So
Yeah.
now I'm not the way. Now you got it.
Yeah. You got
That's why I
4,
said,
5 people now, and then, what's going on? Why is it always looking like this trash over here? Da-da-da.
oh, you
They
took
could
my
not
guy.
keep it.
You took my guy. You took my best guy for this job.
No,
He
you
didn't
really
take
took
it. He left
right.
because he knew
He
you was
left
an
when he
idiot.
found out that you was there doing what you was doing. Oh, for real?
He knew you was an idiot and he didn't want to work under you.
Yeah, you taught me how to work the ceramic guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it started prevailing and stuff, you know what I mean? But it was like I was under him again, but then I had separated myself because I worked at night. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't under his thumb. You know what I'm saying?
You was under what's your name?
Yeah.
You was under night supervisor, man. He was cool too, though. He had his ways, but he was actually cool.
Who that?
Your night supervisor. I can't think his name off the top of my head.
Oh.
Paul, was it Paul?
Paul wasn't. It was because I wasn't under really him. I was really under my own because that's what they kind of made it for me because I was under my own really because I would only take care of the ceramic and then home and the carpet out at night. But I really was in the part where that was where my hours to take care of the ceramic out and then the carpet because I was doing all the installs.
Right.
I would set up all the installs. Like cuts. The cuts are all they would do. So I would do all the cuts. So because I was out of the way, it wasn't nothing he can really say to me. You know what I mean? Right. That was that. But that was a little bit later after like the Rich Lobby type business. That's when I wound up doing like, no, I'm going to do this. You know what I'm saying? I got this. I'll figure it out. I figured my job out.
Right.
But Paul wasn't under Paul's. Paul was just shifted. He was the night shift supervisor for inventory and everything else. So like my job came because that's how I wanted to get in the inventory manager.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to be an inventory manager, but that's when I wanted to go into Aramingo. Yeah. But that's when he called me over there to be that other part. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then that's when I became the inventory manager. Not even a supervisor. I was an inventory manager. Like I was running all the departments because I knew where everything go. And that's what happened. That's what I said. That's how I got my raise. I was like, I put my check against anybody. Don't nobody know the UPC codes like I do. I can walk in anybody's department and find anything that I want to find. I said, you can put any employee against me because I was.
They don't know nothing.
Yeah. And they knew it.
And
they know
nowadays you go into Home Depots and Lowe's, they don't know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't
I'll be like, I'm like, go on the hardware, third aisle. I said, you walk in, I look at it and be like, it's like knee level, cheek, chest, never probably be like right here, go to the bay, such and such bay, dig right, go like, Baba. I even tell them sometimes to buy, and they come back and be like, man, it was right where you said it. Or the lady be like, it was right where you said it. Because sometimes they get mad at you going to the department.
Right.
But at that time, that was when we first started, they'd be like, it's allowed for you to shop with the customer and, show them what items are. You know what I mean? And then you just leave or show them a person in that department. If anybody in the department, you just don't leave them is what they said. You make sure you get somebody to help them. Then later on, they start going, no, we don't want you to do that once you're in your own department. But by that point, I already learned where a lot of stuff was at. And then I was like, well, how you going to tell me to do that when y'all said do this?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all want me to be not knowledgeable? You know what I mean? I said, now the customer's going to leave because if the customer can't get nobody over there and then I leave them there, it ain't nobody over there. Well, you page somebody. I said, so eventually I could stand there and keep paging somebody to come to a department that they ain't coming
That
to.
time I can just help them and go ahead about my business.
You know, you're right. That's what I told him. I said, I'm just saying, we make it make sense. Like, or that wasn't the thing there, but
you know how they go though. You get new people, they know what they're doing. They just basically that's what turns Home Depot from great to
I ain't even listen, I didn't even know if I knew what I was doing. It was just a common sense. I ain't never been in that business before.
Right.
Never been in that.
Common sense.
Yeah.
But yo, we get ready to get up out of here.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys. I know you got things you got to attend to, just like I do.
Yes, sir.
But everybody, y'all saying appreciate y'all for hanging in there. Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. I know y'all usually not used to somebody else being here in the morning time with me like this. But it's all good. Y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. We out of here. Peace.
I'm out.
Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.